AP World History Unit 2 Deep Dives, where we journey through history's most fascinating travel stories. I'm your host, and today we embark on an adventure alongside one of the most famous travelers of all time, Marco Polo. From the canals of Venice to the palaces of the Mongol Empire, his journey shaped the way Europe viewed the East and left a legacy that still echoes today. Buckle up, because this is one journey you won't want to miss. Marco Polo was born in Venice in 1254, a time when the Mediterranean world was buzzing with trade and cultural exchange. His father, Niccolo, and uncle, Maffeo, were merchants who had already traveled deep into Asia. When Marco was just a teenager, they invited him on an epic journey that would take them thousands of miles from their home, to the court of Kublai Khan, the powerful ruler of the Mongol Empire. Imagine being a young man in the 13th century, leaving behind everything familiar to traverse deserts, mountains, and unknown lands. That's exactly what Marco Polo did, and his travels would take him further than any European had gone before. In 1271, Marco Polo set off with his father and uncle. Their route followed the legendary Silk Road, a network of trade routes linking Europe and Asia. The journey was grueling, crossing the harsh deserts of Persia, the snow-covered mountains of the Pamirs, and the endless plains of Central Asia. After nearly 4 years of travel, they finally arrived at Kublai Khan's court in China. Kublai Khan, the grandson of Genghis Khan, was fascinated by these Europeans and took a special liking to Marco. He appointed him an emissary, sending him on diplomatic missions across China. Marco marveled at the empire's advanced technology, bustling cities, and intricate bureaucracy. He described paper money, an efficient postal system, and even the wonders of coal, a fuel that was largely unknown in Europe at the time. After spending nearly 17 years in China, Marco Polo and his family sought permission to return home. They traveled by sea, navigating through Southeast Asia, India, and the Middle East, facing shipwrecks and hardships along the way. By the time they arrived back in Venice in 1295, few believed their incredible stories. But fate had another twist in store. Marco was later imprisoned during a conflict between Venice and Genoa. While in prison, he dictated his adventures to a fellow prisoner, Rastello di Pisa. The result? The Travels of Marco Polo, a book that would captivate Europe and shape its understanding of Asia for centuries. So why does Marco Polo's journey matter? His accounts gave Europeans a detailed glimpse of the East, inspiring future explorers like Christopher Columbus. In fact, Columbus owned a copy of Polo's book and even made notes in it. His descriptions of China's riches fueled Europeans' ambitions for trade and expansion. The Silk Road flourished for centuries, and his stories contributed to the age of exploration. Additionally, the book spread knowledge of Eastern innovations like gunpowder, compass navigation, and large-scale trade networks, helping to spark Europe's Renaissance. Marco Polo's journey was more than just an adventure. It was a bridge between worlds. His writings inspired generations and changed how East and West interacted. Today we see his legacy in global trade, exploration, and even in the romanticized idea of the traveler seeking the unknown. And that's a wrap for today's episode. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share your thoughts. Until next time, keep exploring.